In this month's episode, video game companies broke apart.
Some speculations on who we think will be DLC characters for Smash Ultimate.
And we have a challenge.
And a bit of a review and first impression segment.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Adam.
And this is the January 2019 edition of the GamersView Podcast.
This video not sponsored by Minecraft. Minecraft. Not even the company name, just Minecraft.
Alright, okay. So first, before we start the episode, officially start the episode, I'm going to address the elephant in the room. We are into 2019, and with every new year is a brand new time that me and Adam, hopefully, actually, does shit for this goddamn channel.
Listen, the channel's gone through a rebrand. We're fine. We have this figured out. We know what we're doing now. We have our thoughts in order.
Yes.
We're good. Also, to point out as well, in case anything were to happen between this episode and next episode, this episode is currently being recorded on the 13th of January.
13th of January at 1:36 p.m.
Our time, yeah. But if there's anything we're missing from the rest of the month in this video, we will be covering it in February's episode because of how we're doing the format, right?
Yes. And talking about the format too, you guys also noticed that we're no longer just audio, we are now video.
And now you guys get to see our lovely faces and know that those silhouettes were definitely not ours.
Definitely not ours. So yes, we have rebranded the channel. We are now just the GamersView. We are no longer a bit of everything TV. Me and Adam sat down basically the entirety of Christmas break to figure out what we were going to name the channel, what we were going to put on it, the schedule in which we were going to put out all the episodes, and this is the first video.
Yeah, will be the first video.
So you guys will hear it on this podcast episode first. So yeah,
not sponsored by Minecraft.
You already did that joke.
I know, but I just feel like filling in the space a little bit.
Oh.
So
okay, since we got the elephant out of the room,
yeah.
What have you been playing this week, Adam?
I was just about to ask you the same. Well, as you guys will see later on, so I'm going to be doing my first impressions on Disgaea 2 PC because that's a game that I started playing recently. I also have been playing, Smash Ultimate, obviously, because that came out before the holidays and whatnot, and so been playing a lot of holidays. Yeah, I've been playing a couple of miscellaneous Steam games, like picking back up on games that I've put down for a while, and just playing like Borderlands and things like that. That I never did finish, but I'm trying to pick up again, kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So what about you?
For me, I've been playing. Besides, over the holidays, I bought the Torna expansion for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for Switch. That's really good. For those of you who does have Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I do recommend picking it up. But I've also been playing Tales of Vesperia that just came out on Switch as well. And I've recently finished Kingdom Hearts 1 in preparation for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, which comes out in 2 weeks-ish.
There's no way in hell I'm gonna finish 2 in time, but
it's funny that you mentioned Tales of Vesperia because I just started over Vesperia.
Oh.
Because I realized that I was at a point in the game that I was confused about where I was because I hadn't touched the game in so long. Yeah. So I started it over so I could actually play through it again.
Nice. Other than that, the only other thing I've been playing is with my face. I'm trying to grow out. Like I've had the like the what's the word I'm looking for? I've had the stubble going for like the greater part of like 3 or 4 years, but this year I'm thinking that I'm gonna actually grow it out into a full beard. So I've been playing around with that. But that's not a video game.
So I was gonna say you're gonna join the club because my beard big.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm letting mine grow out too, and making sure I just trim it up this time.
Oh yeah, mine's still gonna be like clean, but it's not gonna be like messy as all hell because where I work.
Yeah, and for me,
I'll be told clean that shit up.
Yeah, I think for me, the reason I had the messy beard so much was, well, I didn't have a trimmer, and I was never really, I never really understood the concept of how to trim my beard, right? But at the same time, I think the messy beard really suits me anyway, right? But
you gotta have the face for it.
Yeah, and I definitely have the face for a messy beard.
I think you do, yeah.
But, so I'm gonna try and keep it maintained this time.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. So, we're gonna do, before recording this, originally we weren't gonna do a news segment because that's like the meat, the bread and butter of the podcast, basically is the news for the month. But originally for this first episode, we weren't gonna do one, and then just a couple days ago, I found a news article, or I've been told of something that happened, and I dug a little bit deeper into it, and I'm really, really glad this happened. So, in the intro, I say that video game companies broke off. If you know of the game Halo and Destiny, you know of the game company Bungie.
Yeah.
Just a couple of days ago, Bungie broke off from Activision.
What?
And Activision Blizzard, because them two also have a partnership, Activision Blizzard.
Yeah.
Just a day later, after Bungie broke off from Activision, Blizzard is now breaking apart from Activision, and Activision is now being suspected, or by Activision's investors, are now being suspected of fraud. So Activision's investors is basically going to Activision and saying, we think you guys are in violation of fraud, and are now being investigated.
Holy shoo.
So my question to you, Adam, and to everyone else watching, because let's keep the conversation going in the comment section down below, as always. What do you think now Bungie's next? Because the big thing is Bungie, in my opinion. Because Activision has held Bungie back, especially with Destiny 1.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Blizzard's always been its own entity and hasn't had to rely on Activision really before anyway.
Right. So, I'm going to pose a question to you, Adam. Do you like this decision, and why?
Well, I mean, like you said, like the whole Activision holding Bungie back kind of thing. I mean, obviously, we're going to see things that we weren't able to see, things that might have gotten, shot down at the Activision office when they said, hey, we want to work on this. They looked at them and probably said, like, no, you're not going to do this. You're going to do that instead. We're going to see some new stuff there. Alternatively, I think it also could be a bad thing because because Bungie's not the ones that do Halo anymore, right? It's 343
No,
Industries.
It's 343, yes.
So Bungie, all they have now really is Destiny.
Well, that's another thing too that I forgot to mention because everyone wasn't sure originally if Bungie kept the Destiny name or not. As a matter of fact, they did. When they broke up with Activision, Destiny is still a product of Bungie and is no longer a project or is not a part of Activision. So Bungie can still make Destiny 3, Destiny 4 other expansions to Destiny 2.
But the only downside is their servers were probably running based out of Activision rather than out of their own offices.
I don't really know, but in my opinion, it's an excellent move for Bungie.
Well, yeah, no, like I still see that, but I'm saying like what ifs, like what if there's going to be an issue now, like their quality drops because they don't have the support of Activision now. Maybe like that might hamper the business. Well, we don't know. We won't know that until we see, right?
Well, I mean, even Activision's investors are going to Activision to be like, okay, you guys are doing something wrong here, because it was Activision's investors that went to the CEO of Activision and said, okay, we're suspecting you of fraud.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, something's got to be fishy when two bigger names currently in the MMO franchise are dropping out.
Exactly. So something else they also said too is that they're going to be publishing their own games. They're not going to go to a separate publisher. Although me and a friend of mine actually, we were talking about this, I think it was I'm not sure if it was Friday night or if it was last night. And we were thinking, if Bungie went to another publisher, who would we think would be a good fit for Bungie? And me and him looked at each other and basically agreed that Ubisoft might be a good fit for Bungie.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because both Activision and EA are very scummy in terms of their business practices, especially EA.
Yeah, I mean, EA is kind of known for microtransactions up the wazoo.
Right. And they can't go to Sony or Microsoft because then they're going to be like, okay, we want console exclusivity, which Bungie, only until they were doing Halo, was only Microsoft. But after they broke away from Microsoft because they wanted to go multi-platform, going back to Microsoft or going back to Sony is going to defeat the purpose of reason why they left Microsoft.
That being said, lately, Microsoft and Sony have been really good for cross-play and that kind of stuff too.
Yes, but this wasn't because of them this wasn't them publishing the game. This was was only just them just using their online service. Yeah. Because Fortnite, for example, because I know that's exactly what you were referring to, Fortnite isn't published by Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo. It's published by Epic.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the difference. But going back to Bungie and Activision, especially Destiny 1, Bungie had all of this like background, and this was a major problem with Destiny 1, was that you had all of this, like, they were talking about the Traveler, they were talking about the darkness that's trying to take over the Traveler or whatever, but none of that was explained. But Bungie wanted to explain it, and Activision looked at them and said no. And that's where we got the Grimoire cards into, where you only got the lore from the website or the mobile app. Now that Bungie is able to do their own thing, I can only imagine what Destiny, like, now that Bungie has free reign to do whatever they want, I feel like that this was a step forward for Bungie. I can only imagine what Destiny 3 is going to be like, or even Destiny 2 moving forward.
Yeah, because I mean, Destiny 2 is still fairly new.
Destiny 2 came out 2 years? I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, but like for an MMO, like with expansions too, right?
Yes. Well, I mean, it was only on like October, I think. It was like October or November they released the Forsaken expansion.
Yeah.
Right? So I mean, the game is still relatively new. But now that they have absolutely no external output external input from Activision, EA, or whatever, they now have free reign to basically do whatever they want, no strings attached. Yeah, I think this was an excellent move for Bungie, and I'm excited for what they're going to bring.
Yeah, and I mean, I can see that if they did partner with Ubisoft, like you said, maybe the partnership will go a lot better than going with Activision, because, I mean, as far as I can remember, quote me if I'm wrong, but
you're wrong.
I don't think there's any real, other than like the developer's side, not the publisher side, but I don't think there's ever been really any issue with Ubisoft publishing a game.
No, I don't think so.
Because I think any games that people have complained about that are published by Ubisoft, I think they've been like, oh, you know, there's this problem with the game, there's that problem with the game, but that's all on the developer side, not the publishers, right?
Mm-hmm. When it comes to publishing a game, I think out of all of them that has a great track record for publishing games is Ubisoft.
Yeah.
But Bungie has come out and said that we're going to not just develop, but we're going to publish our own games too, which is perfectly fine because I mean, look at Bethesda.
Yeah.
Right? Bethesda develops and publishes their own games, but yes, they are owned by ZeniMax, but ZeniMax is only a parent company.
Yeah.
Right? They're not their own, like, sure, they're their own separate entity, but they basically don't do much for Bethesda, I don't think. I could be wrong on that. But as far as I know, they just slapped the ZeniMax name on it just because Bethesda is owned by ZeniMax. But Bungie wasn't owned by Activision. Yeah. They just had a partnership. They're like, okay, we need we have games that we want out, can you help us?
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for I'm very happy that Bungie made this move.
Yeah, and I mean, Bungie as a company, regardless of the whole Bungie 343 split, Bungie has been a well-known name in gaming for, well, however long.
Decades.
However long the Halo series has been around, at least, right? Mm-hmm. Let alone any games they worked on before Halo that people might know that I don't, right?
They have worked on other games before Halo, but I don't remember. They're not coming to mind right now. But Halo was their first major breakout series.
Yeah, and I mean, even to this day, Halo's still going. It's just 343 is doing it now, right?
Yeah, well, 343 is essentially the Halo development team at Bungie.
Yeah.
They took everyone who's ever worked on Halo at Bungie and took them aside, brought them over to Microsoft and said, okay, you guys are now 343.
Yeah.
They're no longer Bungie, but it was Halo. Like, not all of them worked on Halo. Not all of them did.
No.
Right? So, but I am very, very excited for this split. Very excited. As for what's happening with Activision in terms of being suspected of fraud, who knows what comes out of that? But it could spell the end of Activision.
I mean, to be fair, other than, again, like their partnership with Blizzard and their partnership with Bungie, I really haven't thought about Activision since playing like the Tony Hawk skateboarding games that used to be published by them. Like,
it's true.
Those are the games that come to my mind when I think about Activision, and it's sad to think that I can't think of many others. Yeah. Like, I'm sure there are some that I just don't know are published by Activision, but it's just like they're not that big of a company in today's market, other than, you know, being known for publishing, you know.
You mentioned the Tony Hawk series. That wasn't technically Activision. That was Neversoft.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's like technically a subsidiary of Activision.
Basically,
and they did have their hands on a couple of the games at least, right?
Yeah.
But still, it's like, and like Activision, another one is like old Guitar Heroes.
Oh yeah.
Like Guitar Hero 3, even now when I play it, because I'm a nerd for rhythm games.
We both are. Come on now.
Well, yeah, but like every time I load up and I see Activision, I'm like, oh right, Activision had something Guitar Hero. I forgot that. Right?
They published it. See, they're more of a publisher than a developer.
Yeah, and I mean, no personal hate toward Activision or anything, right? It's now if they're doing fraudulent activities, that's their own fault, right? But I don't have any personal vendetta against them or anything. Like I'm not trying to sound like I'm talking bad about them. It's just, to me, it's like Activision just isn't, like, other than, like I said, like publishing Destiny and publishing World of Warcraft. Or not World of Warcraft, Blizzard games, like Overwatch, I believe is like the main one, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So I mean, like, other than that, like, they don't really do much nowadays anyway, right?
I don't think so, other than just publishing games.
So I mean,
but I really, like, if they don't have the faith of their investors, that's going to be big. If they actually are guilty of doing fraudulent activities, we could see the end of Activision this year, probably.
Who knows?
Because no, Bungie's gone, Blizzard's gone, Activision's by themselves now, basically.
Yeah.
But only time will tell. And if you guys want to continue the conversation about this, if you think this is an excellent move for Bungie and what you think Activision's future is, let us know in the comment section down below. Let's get a conversation started because, yeah.
And on the flip side, we'll probably be asking this question over a few episodes before we can gauge whether we should or not. But I was considering posing this to you as an idea there, Chris. If you guys would like for us to have a Discord server where we can chat as a group and toss some ideas back and forth and we can really get to know our community, let us know in the comments and we'll work about trying to potentially make a Discord server for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So like I said, just let us know in the comment section down below if you want to see something like that. You get to talk to us on a more personal level. Get to know us a bit. If you guys want to have any input for, like, if there's something on a previous episode that you guys didn't like, or you want to see different changes, that would if we do get this thing set up, that would be the best place to do it.
All right, so moving forward, Daddy Sakurai is hiding some DLC characters from us for Smash Ultimate.
Oh boy,
we know one. And if you were to swivel a little bit, I could point to Morgana and be like, Persona 5, not represented by Morgana, but represented by Joker being in Smash.
Yep. I'm not gonna lie, Morgana's head is very squishy.
Dude, you can't do that. We'll get demonetized.
We won't get demonetized for that.
But so are there any characters in particular that you think should have a chance or have a chance of being DLC characters for Smash Ultimate?
That is an excellent question. Actually, there's one, I'm not 100% sure, who, no, I know, like, it doesn't really matter about what this game is published by, but I'm just curious. There's one, now they probably won't do it, but they just announced, or they just released her for Soul Calibur. Is what's the name of the character? Oh, 2B. From Nier Automata. Automata. But other characters in which, because that's Square Enix and Platinum Games, but because 2B is already in Soul Calibur 6,
there may be less of a chance of her getting into.
I think so.
I've got one.
We got Joker.
And I got one I know off the top of my head. Yeah, I got one on top of my head that would be really easy to do and would make sense currently, and I'm really hoping for.
Okay.
There's a new No More Heroes game coming out, and it's coming out on the Switch. And Travis Touchdown really would fit in this game now that we've had like Snake and Bayonetta and Joker coming too. I feel like it's a Suda 51, I believe, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, so I feel like they would definitely not have an issue with Travis Touchdown being in Smash Ultimate. Like, I feel like in general he would work as a really good character because, of course, all they'd have to do is censor a few things. Because they did that with Bayonetta, they did that with Snake, right?
That's interesting. And I never thought of Travis Touchdown.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm really hoping for it because I'm a big fan. Regardless, right?
Right.
And I mean, to be fair, we were told that the DLC characters aren't typically going to be first-party characters anyway, right?
Right. I mean,
so,
isn't No More Heroes a Nintendo IP anyway?
No, Sony has had No More Heroes on the PlayStation 3.
Really?
Yep, because you can use the Move controllers.
Yeah.
And it was a PSP game too, I believe.
Oh, okay, yeah. Heroes Paradise was PS3 and Xbox 360. Okay.
Oh, 360 had it too. I didn't even know that.
I'm on the Wikipedia page for it. Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, Persona 5.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Suda 51. It was Grasshopper Manufacturer.
Yeah, that's what it was. But like. We have Joker and Joker's Persona 5, and I mean, Persona 5, isn't it only on PlayStation 4?
Yes. Persona has always been, besides the
spin-off games?
Besides the spin-off games, all of the mainline series Persona games have always been on PlayStation.
So, I mean, if they can get their hands on Joker for... I can't see there being many issues for other characters anyway, right?
It's interesting you say that because I'm beginning to think now that we could potentially see Persona 5 on Switch.
I mean, that wouldn't be a bad... I mean, Bayonetta got announced when Bayonetta 2 was coming out for Nintendo IP. Yeah. Now, they didn't do anything like that with Snake, I don't think, did they?
No. I don't think so.
Because, I mean, to be fair, Snake was our first, like, third-party rep, like, really far out there, like, other than, like...
Sonic.
Companies that had, like, yeah, other than companies that had, like, partnered with Nintendo in the past and have games on Nintendo anyway.
Yeah, I think Snake was the first.
So, I mean, but... I mean, I see where you're coming from about, like, the Nier Automata. Whatever.
But I think where 2B is in Soul Calibur... I don't see her appearing in Smash.
Simultaneously, I don't think we'll get another character from a Square Enix property.
The only one in which I can see us having that would be Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, no, that's another one I've been like on my edge of my seat waiting and hoping for, but
Sora from Kingdom Hearts is pretty much the only one. Is Kingdom Hearts 3 coming on Switch?
No. Kingdom Hearts 3 is only on PS4 and Xbox One, I believe.
Okay, so maybe not.
Well, but again, Joker's only on Persona 5 on PS4, so I mean, it's not like that's going to stop them. Plus, Square Enix has partnered with HAL Laboratories for Smash anyway, right?
No, I don't think so.
Because Square Enix has Cloud in the game.
Oh, yeah, that's right, too. Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, unless Disney has an issue with it, but that being said, Sora isn't really a Disney character. He's a Square Enix property character. He's just based off of a Disney character, right?
Yeah, because the only Disney properties is the making, like, the other characters that, like, the Disney characters and the Disney worlds. Other than that, I think... Squall, not Leon, Squall is Square Enix. Like we have seen like Cloud and Sephiroth appear. We've seen so I would be very hard pressed to say that all of the human characters besides the Disney princesses are Square Enix property, I think. But I would not mind to see Sora appear.
Yeah, I mean, Sora or Riku. I don't care if it's either or. Or even...
I mean, if they're going to put Sora in, they basically would have to put Riku in too, I think, because they usually have a protagonist and an antagonist showed up. Now, in saying that, they're just putting Joker in.
Yeah, well, I mean, these are DLC characters too, right? So they probably skip those rules, right? But simultaneously, I think they could all... Now, you're only just finished Kingdom Hearts 1, right?
Yes. Unfortunately.
Right. So some of the other protagonists from some of the other games might even fit better than Sora. So like we have from Birth by Sleep, you have 3 protagonists. You have Ventus, Aqua, and Terra. And either of those could work. You have Roxas from Kingdom Hearts 2, who, you know, would also work in a sense. I mean, to be fair with Roxas, I feel like they could do Sora, but one of his skin options would be Roxas, kind of like Olimar and Alf.
I just had an idea.
Lay it on me.
It would be very interesting to see, but I would not mind seeing Neku from The World Ends With You appear.
That and New World Ends With You just re-released on Switch.
Yes.
So that would work too.
And that is also a Square Enix property.
Well, yeah, and he appears in a Kingdom Hearts game too.
Yes.
Dream Drop Distance.
Yep. But being able to, because all of his attacks could be based on the different pins. So Neku from World Ends With You might not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because in terms of being a Nintendo IP, the only other platforms it's been on besides Nintendo was phone.
Yeah.
Because the very first one was on DS, the rest was on Android and iOS, and then got re-released on Switch.
Yeah. Simultaneously, I think, however much it would bug me, but I think any of the like current popular games have a chance to have a representative in it. And by that, I mean like, unfortunately, I'm going to say this, like, I do play it, but I don't feel like it would fit in Smash, but I feel like they might even consider it like a generic Fortnite character.
Get out.
No, but listen, I don't want it. Nor am I, like, trying to stand up for it, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, Snake is from Metal Gear Solid, is a, you know... I mean, I wouldn't say, I don't think that is going to happen, but I think that it very much has a slight, ever so slight possibility of happening.
No, I mean, I can't see Epic going to Nintendo or going to Sakurai and saying, yeah, we want to have generic guy to be Smash. I feel like that he won't be able to attribute to anything.
Yeah.
Because all of his I mean, no, I just can't see it. At
the same time, one that I think would have had a chance, but probably won't, and I feel like it would be more put in as a joke character. Then again, we're getting Piranha. We've got to remember that, Chris.
It's true. We are getting Piranha Plant this year.
But ironically, with me starting this video by saying video not sponsored by Minecraft, Steve
No, definitely not gonna happen.
No, not going to happen. But I think that in that same vein as Piranha Plant, it would still have just as much of a chance if it wasn't for the fact that Minecraft's kind of, you know, irrelevant now. Like,
I was just gonna say, like, there's not a lot of people who started playing Minecraft when it came out are still playing it.
I mean, fair, but I mean,
even YouTubers like Chimney Swift and Syndicate, who got big because of Minecraft, is no longer playing it.
Fair enough, yeah.
So
I mean,
but so because of that, I can't see Minecraft being relevant enough to warrant putting in a character. I can understand putting a reference in, like if they put Steve in as a spirit, but not as a main fighter.
Yeah, or even like some like generic item from Minecraft as a usable item, because I mean not many people play with items anyway.
Well, yeah, unless you're playing casually, but that's mostly how I play, is just casually.
Yeah, but I mean, we know we're not going to get another Pokemon, sadly for both of us.
No, if they put in another Fire Emblem character, I'm returning my game. There's way too many fucking Fire Emblem characters in it, in my personal opinion.
I mean, to be fair, if you look at how many, like... how many Fire Emblem characters are there and how many Pokemon?
I'm pretty sure there's more Fire Emblem characters. Fire Emblem characters in Smash.
There are 6 Fire Emblem characters.
That's 3DS and Wii U.
Oh, 7. There's 7. I forgot Crom.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah. And there's Pichu, Pikachu, Jigglypuff, Incineroar, Pokemon Trainer, Mewtwo, Lucario. We're already at 7. And I'm pretty sure I'm missing one.
Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8.
Well, who's the 8th one? Who's the one I was forgetting?
There's Pikachu, Jigglypuff, Pichu, Mewtwo, Pokemon Trainer, Lucario, Greninja, and Incineroar.
Oh, I forgot Greninja. So there are more Pokemon than Fire Emblem characters.
Fire Emblem, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 7.
Yeah.
One series I would love to see more representation of, or at least one character that I think should have been announced, is Rex from Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Simultaneously, I have a counter argument, even though a lot of people disagree with me. I think Samurai Goro should have been taken off of a Sis trophy and turned into a character. F-Zero only has 1 rep.
I mean, how relevant is F-Zero?
Yeah, but still, like...
There hasn't been an F-Zero game since, what? Super Nintendo, N64?
Yeah, but to be fair, remember when they added Lucas? Earthbound's been gone for longer than F-Zero has. Ness was one of the original fighters, so they gave us Lucas. Captain Falcon's one of the original fighters. Why didn't they give us another character? Ever since the game first came out, right?
I mean, fair.
I mean, I just don't think it's fair. Instead of giving us another F-Zero character, they gave us Ganondorf and put Captain Falcon's moveset on him. So here's your F-Zero character.
Let me see. Obviously, there's going to be a ton of Super Mario characters because, like, duh. I'm going through the list. Although they kept Yoshi as separate from Super Mario World. Interesting. I'm actually looking through the list of characters by series.
But see, all the Mario characters, regardless of what game they're listed from, in my eyes, they're all from Mario universe.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's all, you know. So I mean,
They have Wario listed separate too.
Yeah, but I mean, I categorize all those as one anyway. So we've got a shit ton of Mario, universe characters. We've got a bunch of Pokemon. We've got 3 Links: Zelda, Sheik, and Ganondorf.
Yep.
We've got the Fire Emblem characters, which in a sense, yes, we complain about it now, but Fire Emblem did deserve more characters because it was a game series that really wasn't prevalent in the West until recently.
I mean, it only got... Well, I mean, it was first available Sacred Stones on Game Boy Advance, I think it was?
But it was still an obscure title that not many people really played. A lot of people picked up Fire Emblem because they played as Smash Bros. Melee, right?
That's true.
And I mean, Earthbound has been gone for so long, but we only have 2 reps. We have Ness and Lucas.
Yep. They should put Gigas as a playable character. You know, let's give a being that has no form. Let's make him a fighter.
Well, was it Gigas or was it something else that in Earthbound was very like similar looking to Mewtwo?
Very similar to Mewtwo?
Yeah.
For sure it was Earthbound and not are you talking about from the original Earthbound, or are you talking about the Earthbound
like
releases? The original Earthbound? I don't think so.
GIEGUE lookalikes. Earthbound Beginnings Mother 1.
Aha! Okay, so that's not the one that we got. Well,
no.
Okay, well, yes, if you count it as Earthbound Origins.
Well, I mean, they're all still a part of the same series. Just Earthbound was titled separately for the West, right?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Gigas. Let me just type this quick.
Yeah, because technically Gigas has no form.
Yeah, Gigas is that like weird red.
Yeah.
Spirally thing, right?
Yeah. That was only that was only a joke anyway.
Yeah.
And I know one more you're gonna say, but it's not gonna happen if if it hasn't been done yet. It's not gonna happen.
Well, what did you think I was gonna say?
Isaac from Golden Sun.
I already know Isaac's not coming, and I don't.
You've accepted the fact. You've accepted that.
As long as Isaac and Gino both stay out, I'm not going to complain. Because if Gino gets in and Isaac doesn't, I will.
I'd be very surprised now that Gino makes it in.
But yeah, it was Gaigu. It's considered a part of Gygas's race.
Oh, okay.
But it looks very... Because remember, Earthbound was created by creatures, right? Because, like... or Ape Incorporated, which became creatures, right?
Yeah.
So that's why there's so many similarities between Earthbound and Pokemon. Yeah. That's why the signature red hat of the main character was from Earthbound or Mother, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I was gonna say I wasn't sure if it was Gigas or the other one, but if the other one got in, we'd have a Mewtwo and another.
Oh my god! Actually, there's one series that I think should make an appearance, but I don't know how. I don't really picture how they would do it, but I would love to see Undertale represented.
Yeah, but ever since the whole thing that happened, and like I didn't have any hate toward him for it, but the fucking the fan base blew up about it, was when MatPat did the whole Ness is Sans thing. People from the Undertale community were so pissed off that I can't see them putting Undertale anywhere near anything.
In saying that, this is the internet we're talking about. Everybody will get pissed off about everything.
Fair enough.
Like, people even say, like, even the Pokemon community, especially the VGC side of the Pokemon community, people are saying that section is toxic. I'm sort of in that community, and I'm not toxic.
No.
Right? It's not everybody, but people is just trying to find reasons to... spark up controversy when there is no controversy there. Yeah,
but I mean, if people were giving Sakurai death threats about Waluigi, not being in the game. You know, that part of the Undertale fan base that was flipping out because of the whole Ness is Sans thing. If they found out, oh, you know, let's say Sans, or not even Sans, it doesn't need to be Sans, a character. Oh, Ness is in Smash. We don't want an character. They're going to start sending him death threats, just like the fucking Waluigi fans were. Now, right?
To be fair, Sakurai was getting death threats, or no, he wasn't getting death threats. He said he was never going to put another single-player campaign into Smash after Subspace Emissary from Brawl.
Yeah.
And here we go. We have another one in Ultimate.
Yeah. But, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing an Undertale character personally. I'd just be afraid of what that side of the internet would react, how they would react, right?
For me, it's not so much the fan base. For me, it's more so I don't know how they would incorporate that in. Now, in saying that, I said the same thing about I think it was King K. Rool, I think?
Yeah. No, Ridley, I think you said.
Okay, yeah, it could have been Ridley. That I wasn't sure how they were going to incorporate that character into Smash. I definitely don't know how Piranha Plant is going to fit in, but, you know, Sakurai is a very, very creative individual. He will find a way. What I find really funny, speaking about the whole Ridley, not like the whole thing about Ridley too, like where you're like, oh, he's too big for Smash. I love the fact that one of his taunts is him standing up straighter so he's taller. That's right. I never really noticed that, but yeah, that's funny.
All right, so any other characters, or are we moving on to the next segment?
I can't really think of any more, so I say we move on.
Because I mean, in my mind, I don't think there's anything really. Like, I'm looking around my room, games flying around that I could like pull a character from, but like, I don't think there. I'm looking over Final Fantasy VII. I'm like, we already have Cloud.
We already got Cloud.
But yeah. So I guess if you guys have any ideas as to what DLC characters you want to see or you think could possibly happen, leave those down in the comments as well.
Yep.
Alright. I've been waiting all video for this.
Okay, so just for the record, everyone who's watching, I have no idea what he has in store for this.
Alright. So one of the segments that we will be randomly throwing into these time is we call it quiz-based trivia, but it's a challenge video. Where it alternates from the initial challenge, so I'm the one listen to the segment in, you'll be the one challenging me to something. It can be timed, or it can be just a out of so many, which is the one I'm doing today is out of 7.
Yeah. Okay. And
it tests your knowledge on multiple things. I'm going a bit easy on you today. I'm giving you Pokemon as your type.
Oh, come on, man. You know I'm gonna ace this.
You say that now.
Listen, who knows Pokemon more out of the both of us?
You, but
this guy.
For each Pokemon, there are 7 Pokemon. Okay.
7 Pokemon. All right.
You are going to tell me, and you can't use the same one twice in a row, but you can use these multiple times through it. Okay. So I can either give you the Japanese name, and you have to give me what it is in English, or like what the Pokemon name is.
Oh, you give me the Japanese name, and I have to tell you what it is in English?
What the Pokemon is for us, yes.
Okay.
The Pokemon categorization, like Electric Mouse for Pikachu.
Okay.
Or I can give you where is it? This is like a 2-in-1.
Okay.
The list of abilities as well as its egg group.
List of abilities and egg group?
Yeah.
They're like two completely different topics.
Yeah, but it would try and narrow it down so you can kind of get an idea of what Pokemon you think it is. So I'll give you an example. Okay. Yeah, so I'll give you an example. I'll use one that's not listed, not one of the ones I chose.
Okay, all right.
So let's say you said Japanese name. I'd say strike. You have to base off that. If you need a hint, you won't get a point for that round, but you can get like the other remaining options to help you figure it out if you can't get it off the first one. But you won't get a point for that one. Okay. So you have to get, I'll say you have to get 3 out of the 7 to win this challenge.
Oh, I would have figured 4 because that would have been over 50%.
No, well, because of the fact that, one part of it's like just giving you the Japanese name, right? That could be difficult.
Fair. Okay.
So, for example, this one, Strike, right?
Strike. That's the Japanese name. Jesus Christ.
That's the Japanese name.
Wow. Okay, damn.
Okay. So now I'll give you the you wouldn't get a point now because you couldn't get off the first.
Right.
That's why I'm saying 3 out of 7 because it's how difficult it could.
I'm going to pick the Pokedex classification.
All right, Mantis Pokemon.
The Mantis Pokemon. Lurantis?
Nope. Okay, now I'll do that other one to give you the example. So its abilities are Swarm, Technician, or its hidden ability Steadfast, and its egg group is Bug. And that's one category so that you can kind of use the abilities and the egg group to try and determine.
It's known as the Mantis Pokemon and it has Steadfast?
It has Steadfast as its hidden ability, and its main abilities are Swarm or Technician.
I'm gonna say Fomantis then.
Nope. So you would have gotten this one wrong. It's Scyther.
Oh, I should have known that one.
So, did you want to make it so that you have the option to hear all of them to guess before determining a point or not, or do you want to make it harder on yourself?
Let's hear just the classification first, and I don't get a point if I ask for the abilities.
All right. So, your first one. Are you ready?
No, but okay.
For 100 Poké Dollars. The Tusk Pokemon.
Mamoswine.
Nope. I'll give you a chance to do a couple of guesses and we'll move forward. So you don't need to get on your first guess, right?
Tusk Pokemon. Haxorus?
Nope.
The only Pokemon I can think of that has tusks is Mamoswine.
Did you want another piece of information?
Yeah.
All right. Its Japanese name is Kibago.
That helps me none.
I know. Some of these are going to help you, some won't, right? All right. So its abilities: Rivalry or Mold Breaker. Its hidden abilities on Nerve, and is a part of the Monster and Dragon Egg group.
And it's not Haxorus. Haxorus has all of those abilities.
Yeah, but what else does?
It's part of the Dragon Egg group.
You said one name. You didn't say any of the others in the family, did you?
Fracture.
No.
It's Axew.
It's Axew.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right. So what one do you want to start with for this one?
Give me I
told you it was gonna be harder than you thought it was gonna be.
Yeah. Give me the classification again.
All right, Sea Otter Pokemon.
Oshawott.
Yep. You got 1 out of 7.
Yeah.
All right.
Classification.
All right. I did originally say you couldn't use the same thing for your first one twice in a row, but I'm gonna let that slide because the Japanese name would just be way too hard for most of these.
Okay.
The Mach Pokemon.
The Mach Pokemon?
Mach. M-A-C-H. Mach.
Mach, M-A-C-H, so obviously it's something to do with speed. Zebstrika?
Nope.
Damn.
You can keep guessing to try and get the point, or you can ask me to give you more information.
Manectric?
Nope.
Fuck. Excelgor?
Nope. I told you this is gonna be hard.
Yeah, you did. It is hard. Give me the abilities it has.
Alright. So this specific Pokemon, its abilities are Sandveil, and its hidden ability is Rough Skin. It's a part of the Monster and Dragon Egg group.
Oh, Garchomp.
Yeah, I was hiding another ability because I say Mega Form evolved because that would have been too much, right? But yeah. All right, so you're still going in with one out of 7. So I'll just keep giving you the classification name, right?
Yeah.
All right. This one was put in there mostly because I was hoping you were going to pick the abilities and egg group rather than the classification or the Japanese name, because I think actually with this one, regardless of what I picked, you probably would have got it. Yeah, you probably would have. Yeah, you would have. Regardless of which one, you would have got this.
Okay.
Its classification name is Keyring Pokemon.
Klefki.
Its Japanese name is Klefty. And abilities Prankster, Magician, and its egg group. You would have figured that out. Okay, so
I would have figured that out.
Why is there a picture of Klefki randomly?
Klefki loves you.
Apparently. Alright. Alright.
Give me the classification.
The swine Pokemon. My nose is stuffed. The swine Pokemon.
I'm thinking Swinub or Piloswine.
It's Piloswine.
Yes!
That's 3. So now you want to do the last couple just for...
Yep, might as well, since we're at
We'll make those... And since you already won't beat the challenge, we'll do the last few... But first.
Yeah.
Alright, so with Piloswine, it was Eno Moo. Because it's Eno, which is pig, and Moo. Because the cow base, and its abilities: Oblivious, Snow Cloak, Thick Fat, and Field Egg group.
Yeah.
All right. I will give you I got 2 more here because I guess I didn't have 7. I guess I only had 6. So 3 out of 6 was the optimal anyway.
Okay.
So I will give you the Japanese name for this one, and the other one I'll give you the classification for the other one.
Okay.
So the Japanese name of this one is Rampald.
Rampardos?
Yeah, okay. I didn't know if you were going to get that one that quick. Wow.
Ramp kind of gave it away.
I'll give you the classification of this one because I feel like you as a Pokemon trainer would know its Japanese name off by heart.
Okay.
So its classification name is Spitfire Pokemon. Yep. No. Charizard is Charizard's fire lizard, isn't it? Or something like that?
I thought that's what Charmander was.
Flame Pokemon is Charizard.
No. Spitfire. Wow, that's actually hard without actually looking it up. Because obviously, if I looked it up, I would.
Yeah, obviously, if you looked it up, you know it.
Spitfire. Okay. What are the abilities?
Flame Body and Vital Spirit is its hidden ability.
Okay, so it's not a it's not a starter because it doesn't have Blaze.
No.
It has just generic abilities, so it's not a legendary. What was the abilities again?
Flame Body, and its hidden ability is Vital Spirit.
Wow, I actually don't know.
Its egg group is human-like.
Human-like.
And that don't give it away, I think its Japanese name was. And solely because of the joke among the fan base.
I'm actually at a loss here.
Alright, its Japanese name is Boober. Boober. And a lot of them, like, I've watched a lot of, like, people doing, like, videos on the Japanese name version.
I actually still don't know.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah, I'm gonna feel so stupid, but yeah.
It's Magmar. It has boobs on its head. That's why people make fun of his last name, Boober. Or his last name, his Japanese name.
That makes perfect sense.
But you beat the challenge anyway.
Yeah.
Congratulations, gold star, you win.
Woo. One for me.
That's one for you. We're gonna keep a tally somewhere, I guess.
I'll put somewhere on the layout.
Okay. So, long stretch. Ow.
Good job.
So, you have the opportunity to do a first impressions and a quickfire review.
Yep.
Would you like to do both, or would you like to pick one to do this episode and I do my first impressions this episode too?
I'll just do one, just to make it fair.
Alright.
So, I'm gonna do...
I mean, we've been talking about Kingdom Hearts this whole episode.
For most of it.
So you might as well do your review on Kingdom Hearts, and I can kind of chime in too because where I've beaten Kingdom Hearts.
So while I haven't completely finished it, I am at the end of the game. I just got to do a little bit of grinding. But I essentially finished, not completed, but finished Kingdom Hearts 1 finally. Took me forever and a day to do it. I have no idea why I sat on that game for so long.
You're a fan now?
Well, not really so much. Well, it depends on your definition of fan.
I mean, like, you're at the point now where, like, you don't know why you never touched it before. I guess it was the same as me. You're in that boat where it was like, I should have gave this game the time of day because I judged it based off the fact that it was Disney in it, right?
Well, no, it's not even that. The reason why I sat out on it was because a long time ago, I borrowed a copy of Kingdom Hearts 2. And when I started playing it, I couldn't really get behind the gameplay of it first. I found that it was too... Well, at the time, I found that it was too quick.
Yeah.
Having to, having them, like, because when I usually play JRPGs, I typically go for the ones that are turn-based.
Yeah.
And then I started playing Xenoblade, which kind of changed my outlook on that. And when that happened, that was when I decided to try Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah.
And since I was already technically in the mindset for doing active JRPG battles, it helped me get the coordination to move around and at the same time using one hand to move and select with the D-pad at the same time. But no, the game is good. The story, while no one truly knows what the story of Kingdom Hearts is, as convoluted as that is.
Well, I mean, you're only done the first game. The story gets more convoluted.
Oh, I'm aware of that.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is supposed to tie up loose ends.
Apparently, yes.
Right?
So, but the story is good. I did find a little bit, like, part of it, I feel like it has lost its way a little bit, but then somehow it finds its way back. But I don't. It's weird because I don't actually have much to say about it. But if I were to give it a rating out of 10, I would definitely give it like an 8 or a 9. But no, it's a good game. I'm going to start, well, after grind up a little bit and actually do the final boss, then I'm going to start on the next one because I have the 1.5, 2.5 PS4 version. So all 6 games are there. So once I finish that, then I can finally move on to 3. And yeah. So
yeah.
Quick fire review.
So do you know, like, do you have a list of like the order in which you should be?
No, but I'm pretty sure I can find it online somewhere.
Yeah, it's not that convoluted. 1.5 and 2.5 separated. The only thing with 1.5 and 2.5 is there's a game in each that is just cutscenes from the game and not the actual game to play.
I believe there's only two. I believe there's only 2 that's like that.
Yeah, it's 2 total. It's one for 1.5 and one for 2.5. It's 358 days over 2.
Yep.
And the other one is, give me a minute, Birth by Sleep's playable. So it's, oh my god. Chain of Memories, 358 days over 2, Birth by Sleep.
I got it.
Give me a minute. I got this. It's the one that keeps. Okay, you show me that, and I'll figure it. Hold on, I can't see that well. Oh god, my eyesight's crap. It's the other one I have on DS because I own them.
Yeah, it's Recoded.
Recoded, thank you. God, that was bugging me.
Chain of Memories
I was picturing it. Yeah. But if you were interested, I think I mentioned this to you before, if you are interested in playing Recoded and 358 Days Over 2, I own both.
I mean, there's a lot of cutscenes in there, so you probably don't even really need to play them.
Yeah, I mean,
because a lot of the story is technically in the cutscenes anyway.
Yeah, but if you ever choose to like want to actually like play them like for your own sake of playing them, just let me know.
Oh yeah, I'll let you know.
All right, so I will give you guys my first impressions. Also mentioned earlier in this video, Disgaea 2 PC is something I started playing recently. I had to speak to a mutual friend of mine and Chris's about Disgaea because I'm pretty much a noob when it comes to Disgaea. Asking about,
well, I mean, technically I am too, but
asking about if I need to understand Disgaea, play Disgaea 2. And he said I was pretty good to go, just play Disgaea 2. So I started it up. I haven't done a lot story-wise because, of course, it's like my straight-up first impression.
Yeah.
I feel like the game is very fast-paced, but in a good way. Like, it's like immediately wanting to throw you into the action.
Right.
And that's something I love about it. I like the style of gameplay. It's different for me because I'm more of a, turn-based style like Pokemon or some Final Fantasy games, or I'm outside the realm of that. I don't play many RPGs really, like MMOs maybe, right? But this is like, it's an RPG, but it's also strategy, kind of like Fire Emblem, but at the same time you can go out of order and you can go, like, you move your entirety of what you have all in one turn, but you can move, attack, then move someone up next to that character, attack, and then they do a combo attack.
Yep.
And then it's just, I love the combat system. I find it hilarious how they translated the game because there are a lot of misspellings, and I die. I can't stop laughing when I see them.
Translations are great.
Yeah, and also with Disgaea 2 PC, there's a section I was able to access right away, and I had to research about it because this was a little more convoluted for my sake, where I could summon a bunch of characters to join my party early on. But it's because I have the PC version, it comes with all the extra stuff that you would have had to buy separately for the game.
Yeah.
So there's characters there that are from other games in the in the universe.
Yeah.
And I'm like looking them up. I'm like, why is this so weird? Like, I don't understand this.
Well, but it's very similar to the Skyrim 5 on Switch, which I have, which I pick up every now and then and play. It's the same thing. It's like where every story, like every game has its own story, but then all of a sudden now you're getting appearances of characters from other games, and you're like, what?
Yeah, it's really cool, and like. My favorite thing was the titles of the things that I could choose to summon them was like strongest guy in the world, also maybe the strongest guy in the world, something like that.
Yeah.
And my favorite one was the first one I went for. My buddy and me were playing it over New Year's Eve. And he was watching me play, and he was helping me, like, or not helping me, but he was like experiencing it with me.
Right. And
he looks at me, and I'm like, which one do I do first? Like, I don't know which one to do first. Like, he looks at me, he was like, sexiest in the world. I'm like, all right, cool. I click on it, and the main character's little sister is the one who's summoning these things, right? These characters.
Yeah.
And she said that she's going to summon the sexiest being in the world, and out pops her from the future. She summons herself, and I couldn't hold it. Like,
yeah, it sounds about right for a Skyrim game.
I love this guy. I need to play more of it. I've been slacking because of the fact that I've been doing other stuff and trying to get the channel straightened away and stuff like that, and my own personal channel as well.
You've been slacking.
But I'm going to be playing now, and hopefully in a few months' time, maybe sooner, I can do a quickfire review when I get close to the end or at the end of the game or finish the game.
Yeah.
So you guys get my final opinion and compare it to this, right?
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
So
here we are.
What are your plans from now to gaming wise?
By the time we record the next one, Anthem is probably going to be out, so I'll probably be doing a lot of Twitch streams with that game. Now, I know that game, yes, has a single player campaign, but it's weird because you only do this, because the single player campaign stuff you only do in the main hub world, everything, and then once you leave the main hub world, it's all multiplayer stuff. So it's really weird, but it's going to be interesting. But that's what I'm going to be playing. More than likely, that's going to be the main thing I'll be playing by the time we record next month's episode. But right now, my goal is to finish Tales of Vesperia. And probably finish the Golden Country for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 as well. I think that's roughly about it. And the usual like Pokemon stuff that I do.
Okay. For me, I'm just gonna try and play more Disgaea 2. Maybe look into getting into another game simultaneously to probably do another first impressions on. And then work on trying to get some stuff straightened away and figure out what I'm doing with my channel.
Hey, there you go.
All right, so random hashtag.
I mean, hold on. I don't think we announce that we're doing the random hashtag, but whatever.
If you guys enjoyed this episode,
be sure to use the hashtag slacking. Bro. No, if you've watched this episode, go on Twitter, let us know, or let everyone know that you've watched our episode, and use the hashtag Daddy Sakurai put Neku in Smash.
For him. For me, for me, put hashtag Daddy Sakurai, put Travis Touchdown in.
There you go.
Alright. So, as always, I've been Adam.
And I've been Chris. And we will see you guys next month.
Next time. Oh. Next month!
We will see you guys in the next episode of the GamersView Podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Bye.
See you guys then.